100 subscribers, we made it. Welcome back to the Ancient Ruins, and today's video is a little bit different because we're just doing a little bit of a ramble about the state of the channel, and mainly to say thank you to you. Yes, you specifically for subscribing, sticking around, watching the videos, liking the videos, commenting on the videos. All of this really does help. And if you want to hear me ramble a little bit more about the inner workings of YouTube and the channel itself, stick around to the end. But we're not going to bury the lead. We are going to say thank you very much to you for taking the time and supporting us at this stage in our journey. We are very small. We are trying weird things. We are doing long-form playthroughs of solo games in a niche that's already very small. We're making it smaller. So the fact that we've hit 100 subscribers already is amazing. We had a little check-in at the end if you want to know about the stuff and the things. I don't want to digress too much because I can get very nerdy and excited. Next, live streaming in celebration and in thanks, and because it has been requested, we are going live streaming in 48 hours from this video. We are doing Core of Discovery. I've put in a few props, by the way, just to give hints and tips of what might be coming in the future, which we're going to go over in a minute. Very giddy today. So, live streaming 48 hours from today. It's going to be janky. New equipment is coming, so I have to get the equipment, learn the equipment, see if I can make the equipment work. We're going to be using different microphones. Yay! Not happy about that. These are nice. There's a microphone under my beard. So these are nice. These are easy. We're going to be using new ones. So it might be janky, but we are doing Core of Discovery. We got good reception on that, better reception than we expected. Even the publishers got in contact and said, we like you, but you did it wrong, which we appreciate. It sounds like we don't, but we genuinely do, because the feedback helps. If that makes sense. We've got a lot of people saying it's a good teach. It wasn't a teach. It was me rambling, going insane slowly. So on Saturday, 48 hours from this video, join me. We can go insane together while we try and do one of them. There's flora and fauna. I'll be honest, I've closed the box after the training mission and haven't looked since because I knew that I would want to play more. So we're going to do one of them, the easy one. We're going to do that as a new content. I'm so giddy. 100 subscribers, thank you. We're going to do one of them, the easier ones, because I think it does look like one of them is mildly easier than the other ones. So we're going to do that one as recordings, and they're going to be starting tomorrow. And then we're going to do the more difficult ones where I rely on you guys to tell me how to play the game and that my math isn't wrong, or my stick math, my resource algebra. Minotaurs are still pricks. Anyway, we're going to figure that out. We're going to try and work it. We're going to get that going live this Saturday, 48 hours from this video. We're going to go live. So there you go. Thank you so much for subscribing, sticking around, liking and commenting, watching the videos. The more interaction we have on the videos, the more people get to see the videos, which means our little cult grows. If that's why you're here, if you just wanted to know about the live stream, I've got my notes behind here, so if I do keep looking this way, it's fine. I'm not crazy. We figured this out in this video. I'm the most sane person in the world. Don't worry about it. But yes, if that's why you were here, wanting to know when we're doing live streaming, when we're doing Core of Discovery, thank you. Thank you for joining in. If you want to help the channel grow, and this is just an if you do want to help the channel grow, please do like and comment on anything that you watch. It genuinely helps more than you know, even if you're just hailing the Meeple. Which is the thing that I'm trying to make work. We'll see if that sticks around. Who knows? We're teething. But yes, if that's all you were here for, thank you very much. We're going into a little bit behind the scenes now. We're going to discuss future content, future ideas of content, asking for feedback from yourselves about what you want for content, and then we're going to go into the nerdy deep depths of YouTube after that. There's no real script for this, so if I do make mistakes, if I do ramble, if I do talk in circles and get lost, which happens, I do apologise in advance, but I have my notes and we're just going to go through the notes as we go. So, we've done 100 subscribers, we've done live streaming. Next, on to content. We are going to be moving away from shorts. They have their place. They will still exist, but I was trying to do alternating shorts, and we were trying out new series on the shorts, and they're fine. But they're not what we really want because they were detracting from what we're doing. So, less shorts, but more content. More longs, basically. We're looking at doing more longs. And by the way, if you ever hear me say we, I mean me and my dog, who's asleep over there. So I'm very used to saying we, even though it's just me and the dog. Anyway, we are going to be moving kind of away from shorts, but sticking with shorts because we're going to be doing related shorts to the videos that are longs. So we'll be doing spin-off shorts rather than their own series. If you have liked the shorts, let me know which ones you were a fan of, and we might be able to turn that in more long-form content, and that long-form content itself can have spin-off shorts, and then it all works out in the end. Ramble over. Right, content. So 2 of our series are coming to an end, which is a shame. In fact, both of them are coming to an end for now. Conservus and Deep Regrets both coming to an end. However, Conservus and Deep Regrets are both getting expansions. Deep Regrets we know is going live this summer. Even Deeper Regrets, should I say, on Kickstarter. If you want to support the company who make it, Texic Games, do go and follow that on Kickstarter. We're not affiliated. We don't get any money. I think the designer and creator of the game wasn't really happy with my solo review because I mentioned that the multiplayer, which I hadn't even played at the time, was getting bad press. Unfortunately, that turned out to be kind of true, but the game is still amazing, especially for solo, so do go support him. It's gorgeous as well, again, no script, rambling. Didn't mean to plug a Kickstarter, and also Conservus is getting a Game Found expansion and re-release under a different brand at some point. So, there's nothing to follow for that one. Is it going to exist? Maybe. They've said it will. Button Shy. So, recently, if you've seen on the channel, I downloaded a PMP, a print and play, for Shallow Regrets. And we played it, and it was amazing, and I loved it, and it was 18 cards, it was free, so I definitely loved it. However, the quality was a little bit naff, so I don't think it's going to be an ongoing thing where I just print things off the internet and play them for your adoration, because it's a little bit naff. However, we are going to start doing a library. I think I want to call it a library. Ancient Tomes, maybe? Ancient Tomes is good. Somebody write that down because I'm going to forget that. We're going to do some Ancient Tomes where we play series of games. And Button Shy is one of them. Now, that's a bit broad because Button Shy do so many. They do. And they do solo, they do multiplayer, and we're going to do it all if we think it's interesting. So Shallow Regrets is coming. What else is coming? Casinopolis is coming. We're gonna have a play with that, and that's gonna have its own category, but it's not gonna detract from what we've had. Okay, so we're still gonna be doing the solo playthroughs, but we're gonna be adding more long form. Is good. Is good. Right, Triplock. Upcoming. Never played it. Opened it. Looked at it. It's very pretty. So that is going to be our next. I have never played Triplock. It's a chip theory game about picklocking, I think. So if you're interested in chip theory games, which you kind of should be, they do make amazing games. That's coming soon. That's going to be on the channel in the next few weeks. Core of Discovery is coming from tomorrow. These are things. Okay, right. We are getting kind of wibbly wobbly. So next up, Button Shy. We're going to be doing that as an Ancient Tome. So we're going to be going through back content. Yeah, it works because we're also going to be having a look into Star Trek. Right, so this is where my nerddom is going to show through. We're going to be having a look at solo, maybe only Star Trek games. Now, this is a multiplayer, two-player game that won't feature on the channel in the solo aspect, but I do adore it so much. We might do some multiplayer. I want to lean into heavily lean into even some Star Trek content because Star Trek. So if you're excited about that, let me know. If you'd prefer to see anything else, also let me know because I want to kind of build weird series and I do want your feedback about what you want to watch in these weird series. So Star Trek and solo multiplayer, yes. Dungeons and Dragons. Now, Dungeons and Dragons, I love Dungeons and Dragons. I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for far too long. And you can obviously tell that I would be a Dungeons and Dragons nerd. We're not going to be doing any form of roleplay. Unfortunately, as much as I would love to do that at this precise moment in the growth of our channel, we're not set up for it. We record off that, if you can see it, with that, and that's it. We've got an iPhone, which I'm looking at now, and some microphones that I bought off Amazon. We're not at a position where we can do large production videos yet, but more on that in the nerdy bit. Stick around for the nerdy bit, and let me know if you stick around for the nerdy bit, because I've been waffling. I think I've lost most of you by now. But we are going to be doing Dungeons and Dragons solo game through board games because I want to delve deeper into that world. I've never done a Dungeons and Dragons board game except for the card game, which is a bit take thatty, which is fine if you like that. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's okay. It's good. Would I recommend you buy it? No, unless you like Dungeons and Dragons. Do I have it in my collection? Yes. Will I ever get rid of it? Probably not. Will I play it often? No. But we are going to be looking at some bigger Dungeons and Dragons game. Castle Ravenloft is probably where we're going to start. But the Star Trek Button Shy Dungeons and Dragons board games, this is a preamble. It's a very long ramble as well, but it's just to see what you would like to see. If you're excited for Dungeons and Dragons Star Trek Button Shy, let me know if you think that there would be a better series to delve into. Let me know that as well. Okay, next up we have more multiplayer content. After I've just been saying we don't really have the system to do large multiplayer content, we have the system to kind of do small multiplayer content, and we're getting good feedback. Yeah, we're getting good feedback from doing multiplayer content. It's pulling in the views, and unfortunately we do need to aim for that as well. But more on the reason for aiming for views. But I think you all realise that we need to do that. But there is going to be more multiplayer content going forward. So we've got some coming this weekend. So there's still going to be a video on Saturday, even though we're doing live stream. And so keep an eye out for that. If you are enjoying the multiplayer content and you have any ideas of what you would like us to play, keep in mind that we have very limited space that we can record at the moment. So we are going to be doing more, but it's going to be probably my favourite games rather than new games currently. Which brings us on to our next point. Kickstarter or GameFound? Kickstarter is probably well known enough to encompass every kind of crowdfunding thing, or we could just use crowdfunding. Crowdfunding fatigue. This isn't going to be a political rant about the tariffs and the impacts it had on the gaming industry, because that's been done to death. This is going to be about me personally having fatigue about crowdfunding and delays and people saying it's crowdfunding. You should be aware that there's going to be delays. No, it's no longer crowdfunding. It's pre-ordering with extra steps, and that's okay. I am backing a lot of crowdfunding, but chasing the next game is tiring, dealing with games that are delayed and trying to figure out the logistics of it, which sounds weird, but if we're hoping for content for the channel and that game is something that we plan to be available in 1 month and that gets delayed 6 months, it becomes a pain. It's first world problems because I have too many games. But at the same time, we have to try and chase the new. And yeah, I'm fatigued. I'm very fatigued with it. I have a big list of all the games that I'm backing. And this isn't any slight to any company because the world's a mess and they're all doing the best that they can, sort of. Again, not political, but I've got release date unknown next to basically all of them, which is not how it should be. So, what we're going to do is more content. This is basically me saying, look, we're sticking with the way we're doing the channel. Nothing is going to subtract from that, but we're just throwing more content at you. We are doing Star Trek Dungeons and Dragons, Button Try, and we're going to do the cult of the old because the cult of the new is draining. We're going to go and try and find old, battered, and the older, the more fun, I think. Like, we're not going to go stupid. Like, if we can get 80s, 90s, modern board games, which is differentiation between board games and modern board games. So if we can get some Euros from the 80s and 90s, maybe even earlier, and play them on the channel and just give them a chance. But they are going to be, I've got an itch, which is really annoying during recording. That is going to just be additional content. It's going to just be as and when. So you're still getting your Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturdays. You're now occasionally getting live streamed, let's say once a month. And then I'll just do what I want when I want because I can. Because I just want to keep throwing content at you. Right, so we get more solo content. We're getting Cult of the Old, Ancient Tomes. We'll figure it out. We'll figure all that out better. We're going to start doing some reviews as well, because reviews fill pews. But we're going to do old games as well as new games. We're going to do previews and unboxings for new games, reviews of old games, mainly my favourite games, because I want to share my joy with you. And yeah, so the ramble is done. That is ramble over. Lots of new content. I do want lots of feedback from you if possible. If you're still here, thank you. You much appreciated. It's been a long ramble. But now we're going to go into a little bit of behind the scenes and we're going to query about what you want to see from behind the scenes. So, behind the scenes videos. If you want to see more of this and you want it on the channel, let me know. We can do these occasionally, like once a month. Or if you don't want to see them on the channel, but you do want to see more of them, we can put them in the Discord, which is linked down below. It's very janky at the moment. I haven't quite figured out how to Discord, but we can slowly build on that as we go. And we can just put behind the scenes videos in the Discord if you want. And they're going to be a bit boring. So if you are still here and you want to know a bit behind the scenes, stick around. It's about to get crunchy. So, when we hit 100 subscribers, that was 20% of our first goal. Okay, 20% of our first goal being 500 subscribers. 500 subscribers unlocks certain things for us, and it kind of gives us legitimacy. It's not quite 1,000 subscribers, which makes us a partner, which is goal number 2, but it does allow us to offer things like memberships. And yes, it is shilling. I'm going to shill very soon, maybe. We'll see. We're going to start seeing affiliate links appear in our videos for games that we're playing at the time, because that gets us money. That money will go straight back into the channel to upgrade our equipment, so we're not strapping an iPhone to a stick and hoping for the best. At 500 subscribers, we are going to be able to offer memberships, which is going to be something that will be discussed with the community at that point. Pricing is going to be varied. We already have ideas for pricing where we're going to offer basically the same content at every price. There will be various benefits for higher prices, and I'm just going to blurt random numbers out. These are not set in stones. We're going to have the cheap one, maybe $1 or $2. We're going to have the middle one, which is $5, maybe $10. Who knows? We're going to keep going up to a stupid amount, so you can just throw the support you want. But we're not going to stop any content from being given to you. Okay, we want to make sure that when we go down this route, which is a long way away, but we want to kind of start having the discussion early with those who are sticking around, those who are joining the Discord, who want to be involved in the growth of the channel. We want to make sure that from this very moment, we know we're aiming for that, but we're not going to be paywalling anyone, sort of, because we do need some benefits to members. So we're definitely going to be doing early access to all our videos, and that's going to be regardless of the tier. Everything that we offer for membership is going to be regardless of the tier. So keep that in mind as we start that discussion. Now, growth-wise, we kind of hope with bated breath and fingers crossed and everything else crossed that we're going to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't think it's an unreasonable hope. But it is also, we've chosen a very small niche. We've chosen a very stupid thing to do in the small niche, and I love it. I'm not going to change to get the numbers quicker. We're going to stick with what we're doing. We're going to be looking at these solo games because that's a joy, and I want to do more solo games, and I want to keep doing what's making me happy, because as soon as this becomes boring, I'm not going to be doing it anymore, quite frankly. But we're currently at 20% of goal 1, which you might have guessed, 10% of goal 2. Goal 2 is to hit 1,000 subscribers, which unlocks partnership, which just makes us legitimate. We want to be legitimate. We want to get to a point, or I want to get to a point where it's not just me. Okay, I want to kind of expand into having more people. I want to collaborate with people. I want to do dumb things as often as possible in the name of joy. Okay. There is another person who's looking to come on board, and we have been looking at studio space, because this is not, again, good enough for proper projects or in-depth recordings, etc. But it is what we're working with now, and yep, so we've been looking at studio space, and we're kind of hoping that between the 500, from 500 onwards, because there's many things that can be done, and it's going to be building. We're going to be looking at a new studio, which is about a year away, but it's exciting that we've got a plan for a studio a year away. But that's a long way off, and I just want to start having the discourse about what's happening and to find out how much content you want to know about behind the scenes. And then the final goal, so we've got 20% for our 500, we've got 10% for our 1,000, and then we've got 0.2% for our final goal of 50,000. Yeah. Right, the reason for 50,000 is that's when you get a button. That's when you get a YouTube button that by that point we might not even be in this tiny little hovel. But yeah, we'll see, yeah. 500 by the end of the year, 1,000 as and when, 50,000 hopefully before I'm dead. Right. If you want to know more about the back end, if you want to be involved in that kind of things, if you want to see the setup, if you want me to do very, very rough videos for this, I'm not going to do much editing for it. I'm just going to go, look, this is what we do. This is me. This is my life. If you want to see that sort of stuff, let me know in the comments. If you're not interested, let me know in the comments, because it just helps me get the content for you. At the end of the day, it is just trying to share my joys and my passions with yourself. So if you've made it all this way, amazing. Thank you so much. You are the reason we are growing this quick, and I cannot thank you enough. Do like, do comment, hail the Meeple, and until we convene again, which is going to be in live form this Saturday, tune in. We're going to figure it out, and thank you so much. Bye for now.